Hello YouTube, it's PS3 Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video I thought we'd do a review of It Takes Two, the new co-op puzzle platformer game that's recently been released by Hazelight Studios, who are a part of the EA original program. But before we get into the video, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and also comment down below as I love to read all your comments. But that being said, let's jump into my review of It Takes Two. Now, It Takes Two is developed by Hazelight Studios and Joseph Fares that made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons and A Way Out, and it's their own unique take on the co-op experience that makes this game one of the best co-op experiences I've played thus far. It Takes Two is about divorce. Now, when I first heard the game and seen some gameplay, I thought, oh, this game looks quite good. I have spoken about this game on the channel that I was thinking about picking it up and playing it. However, when I first heard that they were talking or making a game about divorce, I kind of thought, well, the sort of cartoony like family game and divorce, how were they going to square that circle? How were they going to manage it? Now, I think, yes, the game is about divorce and it's sort of weaved sort of throughout the story. I'm not going to spoil anything here, so there will be no spoilers of the story. However, it's more to do about the two main characters having to come together through teamwork, a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, and solving their differences in the story, as well as overcoming the game's puzzles by having to work together to do that. So I think, yes, the game is about divorce, however, it's more about the coming together of two people at opposite ends through teamwork, hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of talking and communication in order to solve the story and the game's puzzles, which is really fantastic. They have done a good job, Hazelight, in taking what is quite a very serious, very sad, mature topic and sort of turning it around on its head in order to make it feel part of like a family sort of game. Now, there probably will be a lot of people out there that have went through divorces or have parents that have divorced, so my heart goes out to you guys. I've personally never experienced that myself, but I know it from friends that it can be quite a sad and quite a horrendous time of someone's life. But yeah, in terms of this game, is actually quite a positive game, and I'll go into why. So some of the great pros that I've wrote down here in my notes. So it's got a great co-op experience. So what do I mean by that? So this game can only be played with another person. If you're thinking like I did that you would be able to use a second controller in playing this game, if you don't have a friend or what have you, then you kind of are mistaken. You really need a second person to play this game, as this game can only be played with two people. Now, I say that because there's a lot of puzzles and boss fights in this game that you need two people to be playing at the same time. So if you're going between the controllers doing one character, doing another, you will just not progress the story or do very well with the puzzles. But yeah, there's also a lot of fun mini games, which is your main collectible in It Takes Two. Now, these mini games are sort of two-player games. Like there's a chess game, there's sort of a game where you're in tanks, and there's so many other mini games. There's a good variety of mini games that you can play. Now, these are, as I said, the game's main collectible that are found throughout the main story in all the different chapters in the game. Some are quite obvious in front of your face, and others are a lot more hidden in the game, which kind of makes it quite fun to explore and try and find these mini games. There is chapter select, so for example, if you miss a mini game, you can go back to that chapter and try and find where about that game is. You don't have to play the full chapter from the start, but it does show you in what sub-chapter the mini game is. So for example, I think there's 8 or 9 chapters in the game. Now, each chapter is split into 4 or 5 sub-chapters, and you can tell at a glance where the mini games are in relation to each sub-chapter. There's 25 in total. So yeah, mini games are really fun. You can play them as many times as you want, and there's a menu where you can see how many times you've won versus your friend or your relative, which makes it really competitive. So the environment, so as I said, there's many different chapters. Each chapter's has got a different theme and setting. There's a lot of colourful environments. There's a sort of a haunted house theme, a sort of black noir type theme, which really is contrasting. The environments are fantastic in terms of the interactivity. There's a lot of interactive elements to these environments. So if you think about like a puzzle platformer, which is technically is, because you're playing a sort of character and you're going around the different environments for the trophies and also try to find mini games and try to do like your main sort sort of story objective which aren't laid out to you in the world. You just gotta have to listen to what the cutscenes are saying. They give you clues as to what you have to do in the world, as well as just exploring at your own pace. You can find out what you need to do. So yeah, there's really good interactive environments there. Now in terms of puzzles, there's a wide variety of puzzles in It Takes Two. There's a lot of memory ones, there's speed ones where you've got to do them in a certain amount of time, and there's so many more that you can find and explore. Some are quite straightforward, but others require a bit of thought and a bit of trial and error in order to solve them. Now, two players have to solve them at the same time, or there's certain ones where two players need to do that, and in order to help you, yes, you can use YouTube, which I think takes the fun out of a puzzle game. The whole point of a puzzle game is trial and error, and to try and get the puzzle yourself. But really, the majority of them can be done through trial and error. And also what helps you with the puzzles is the ability you get. So there's a male and a female character, each have their own abilities. You each have to use those abilities to help with majority of the puzzle. It's through working together with teamwork and using your abilities together, they make the puzzles a lot more easier and a lot more fun to solve. And when you obviously solve them, you're like eureka, you get that light bulb moment, aha, that's what you do. So yeah, really good variety of puzzles and abilities, really good interactive environments, and really fun mini games. Now the only major con that I had with this game is that there's no online matchmaking, which is a kind of a big bummer. I was a bit disappointed to learn that after playing A Way Out, which is Hazelight Studio's other game that I've played. You can go online and you can meet other random people to play the game with. However, only two options are playing with a friend or relative within your sort of bubble or within your household. But you can, if your friend has the game on your PSN friends list, you can buy the game. Like with the previous games, they give you the online pass, so you can give your online pass to one other friend in order to make them play the game with you. Now they don't need to pay for that online pass, you just give them out to that online pass. I believe you can only give it to one other person. So yeah, online matchmaking was just taken out for some reason, whereas A Way Out did have online matchmaking, which is unfortunate. So just bear that if you're wanting to earn this platinum, which is very easy. I will be talking about the trophies and the platinum experience later in the video, but just know if you buy this game, you have to play with somebody on your friends list or somebody within your household that has a second controller, or if you've got a second controller, it can be used in that way obviously. But yeah, so just bear that in mind when going for this platinum if you do decide to play it. So yeah, let's talk about the trophy list. Now this is my own personal experience with the trophy list, but I will outline a couple of different things. So it's got 21 trophies, it's got 1 platinum, 10 gold, 0 silver and 10 bronze trophies. The game's around 12 to 15 hours, and I've put down here a 1 or 2 out of 10 difficulty just because a couple of the puzzles were quite difficult. There was one boss fight in particular that was really challenging. For a game like this, I wouldn't think there would be a lot of challenge to it. So yeah, in terms of the trophies, it's very straightforward. So if you get a gold trophy for finishing the game and for finding and playing all the mini games, there's 25 I believe. Obviously there's 8 other gold trophies, and there's the other 10 bronze are just for the miscellaneous trophies for doing certain puzzles or doing certain objectives within each of the sort of main story missions. And I'm pleased to report that if both players do the miscellaneous task, shall we say, and both players can get the trophy. Now I know that was a big negative from the A Way Out, only the host could earn the trophy, so they have improved that, but they've taken away the online matchmaking, so it's 6.5 a dozen really. But yeah, so would I recommend the game to anybody that hasn't played it? Yes, it's one of my favourite co-op games that I've played this year, or I've played so far. A Way Out was really good. However, I did feel with A Way Out that with the online matchmaking, a lot of times the random person I was playing with didn't have a mic, so it was somewhat difficult to communicate, so maybe that's why they removed it. Again, we're not too sure as to why, but yeah, I really highly recommend this game. If you're looking for a game that's an easy platinum, got quite a good family sort of story, it was just a lot of fun playing all the mini games with my sister, and yeah, it was just a really overall really positive fun experience. This game's for you. If however you find that the graphics are almost like too childlike, or it's not really a game that you would play, that's also fair enough. As always, let me know what your thoughts are below. Would you play this game? Have you played it, or would you pass on this game? Hope you've enjoyed my sort of thoughts and sort of review of It Takes Two. As always, that is the end of today's video. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I've been PS3 Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed guys, bye bye.